Hey you guys, I am making a celebration cake today. It's got lots of little flavors and things going on. So it's going to be an almond sponge which will be layered with Italian meringue buttercream, chocolate ganache, and it's going to be finished with a tower of profiteroles and lots of chocolate sauce. So let's get baking. We'll start with 225 grams of unsalted softened butter. Today it's a bit melted. That'll work. To this we'll add 225 grams of caster sugar. It's an easy all-in method. 225 grams of self-raising flour. I've got 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of almond extract, and I'm going to break in 4 large eggs into this. And then last thing is 2 tablespoons of whole milk, and then we'll whisk it for a couple of minutes. And that mixture can go into a 10-inch round cake tin, but it's a 4-egg mix, so you can use an 8-inch cake tin, whatever you like. Just going to pour this into the greased and lined tin, just a little spread. Because it's a thin layer of mixture, this won't take very long. So this is going to go into the oven for around 30 to 35 minutes. While the cakes were baking, I have made a batch of Italian meringue buttercream, and to this I'm going to add the flavors for this cake, which is dark chocolate ganache. So roughly a couple of tablespoons, and whisk it for a minute. Just give it a good mix, get everything from the corners in, and cover and leave this aside. Moving on to the layer of ganache, I have got 600 ml of double cream, and I'm going to bring it to a boiling point and come back. That's bubbling quite nicely, and I'll take it off the heat now. So all we need to do is pour it over 400 grams of dark chocolate, because I want the ganache to be dark chocolate ganache, and then leave it for a few seconds. Very gently just mix it all up. Don't rush it until all the chocolate has melted. Now we leave it aside for 5 to 10 minutes to cool down slightly. Because this is a celebration cake, I have made 2 of the same cakes. Both are 4-egg cakes. I'm going to now slice these cakes into 2 so that I've got 4 nice layers, and they have cooled down nicely. You can use a plain knife, which I do most of the time, or you can use one of these things. So first, I'm just going to slice the top just to even it out so it's nice and flat, and I'm not going to waste this. I'm going to eat it later with some ganache on top. And now just slice it in half. Ooh, it's soft. Right, I'm going to try and get it out on this. And then the second cake. So we've got a serving plate and we've got it on our turntable. The first layer goes down without breaking it. I'll try. Now we're going to add some of our Italian meringue buttercream. Just spread it. Ganache has been in the fridge for 10 minutes. A thin layer of ganache. So the Italian meringue buttercream is sweet with flavor of ganache, and this ganache has dark chocolate, so it's not very sweet, so it balances it beautifully. And here I have got some hazelnut praline, and it's really easy to make, just some caramel and hazelnut, and then I've ground it to a rough powder. So I'm just doing a little sprinkle on top of the ganache, and you can see where this cake is going, can't you? So I've used up all the icing, covered the cake quite roughly with the icing on top and the sides, and I'm going to use a scraper, and I'm just scraping off the excess. And on top, just move it all in and try and smoothen a little bit. And look at that. So this is going to go in the fridge for an hour or so to set nicely. This is beautifully set. You can see it's set really well. I started when it was sunny outside. and it's gone all dark. I have got 200 grams of dark chocolate and 120 grams of unsalted butter, and I've melted it just now over a pan of boiling water, and I've left it for literally 5 minutes just to get the heat out, and I'm going to pour this right in the center. So you just very gently push it on the sides, and I'm just going to tip it over the edge. Look at that! Isn't it beautiful? It's just simple, easy, but absolutely stunning. And I'm not done yet, because I have made these profiteroles. You can find the recipe on the channel, click here. And I filled them with mascarpone and double cream and a swirl of caramel sauce, because why not? And I'm just going to place all these on top. Doesn't that look absolutely stunning? So I'm going to top it up with some chocolate sauce. The sponge is not chocolate, so it just is a nice balance of flavors. It's not too overpoweringly chocolate. And a little bit of caramel sauce. And last but not the least, I have got a little bit of praline left, which I used between the layers of the cake, if you remember. So that is going to finish off the cake really nicely. And that is one celebration cake. I'm not going to cut into this today, sadly, because I'm going to take this to a party tomorrow, and you can follow my social media to see how this looks from inside. So please do give this a go. Give us a thumbs up if you like the recipe, subscribe, and see you next week.